Hello. One more time.
Hello, I'm Ellie.
You want to say hi to Uncle John?
No,
Uncle John?
nothing.
I set off upon my journey. I will begin the story of my adventures with a certain morning early in the month of June 1751, when I took the key for the last time out of the door of my father's house. The sun began to shine upon the summit of the hills as I went down the road. Mr. Campbell, the minister of Essendine, was waiting for me by the garden gate. He began to walk forward in silence. "Are you sorry to leave Essendine?" he asked. "Why, sir," said I, "if I knew where I was going or what was likely to become of me, I would tell you candidly. My father and mother, since they are both dead, I shall be no nearer to them in Essendine than in the kingdom of Hungary. And to speak the truth, if I thought I had a chance to better myself where I was going, I would go with a good will." "Aye," said Mr. Campbell. "Very well, Davy. Then it behoves me to tell your fortune. When your mother was gone and your father began to sicken for his end, he gave me in charge a certain letter, which he said was your inheritance. Give my boy this letter and start him off to the House of Shaws, not far from Cramen." "The House of Shaws?" I cried. What had my poor father to do with the House of Shaws? "But the name of that family, Davy boy, is the name that you bear. Balfour of Shaws, an ancient, honest, reputable house, but in these latter days, decayed. Your father, too, was a man of learning, as befitted his position. He gave me the letter, which was addressed in these words: 'To the hands of Ebenezer Balfour, Esquire of Shaws, in his house of Shaws, this will be delivered by my son, David Balfour.'" My heart was pounding hard at this great prospect now suddenly opening before a lad of 17 years of age. Then, Mr. Campbell drew a picture of the great house that I was bound to, and how I should conduct myself with its inhabitants. I set out over the ford and up the hill upon the farther side. On the forenoon of the second day, coming to the top of the hill, I saw all the country fall away before me, down to the sea. Presently after, I got a rough direction for the neighborhood of Cramen. In Cramen Parish, the name of the House of Shaws seemed to surprise those whom I asked directions to reach. A stout, dark, sour-looking woman pointed to a huge building standing, very bare, of upon a green. I sat down and stared at the house. At last, the sun went down, and then, right up against the yellow sky, I saw a scroll of smoke mounting. This comforted my heart wonderfully. The nearer I got to the house, the drearier it appeared. Was it within these walls that I was to seek new friends and begin a new life? The door was a great piece of wood, all studded with nails. I knocked once, but whoever was in the house kept deadly still, and must have held his breath. I began to rain kicks on the door, and to shout out aloud for Mr. Balfour. I heard a cough right overhead, and then beheld a man's head in a tall nightcap and the bare mouth of a blunderbuss at one of the first-story windows. "It's loaded," said a voice. "I have come here with a letter," I said, "to Mr. Ebenezer Balfour of Shaws. Is he here?" ye can put it down on the doorstep and be off with ye. I will do no such thing, I cried. It is a letter of introduction. Who are ye yourself? Was the next question. I am not ashamed of my name, said I. They call me David Balfour. At that, the man started. After a long pause, the next question followed. Is your father dead? I was so surprised that I could find no voice to answer, but stood staring. He'll be dead, no doubt. I'll let ye in.